Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. I'm really excited about this scope today. I'm going to be teaching today, just really quickly, the truth about change. The truth about change. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support clients with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, or some of my past scopes are on YouTube. There are a few of them here as well, all right? If you're not on my newsletter list, you need to be. Hey, Fred, good to see you. Today, what I'm going to be teaching on is the truth about change. And I've written down just 5 simple things, 5 big observations that I've had around my own personal change, but it's true for all of us. And I want to share this with you. And my only goal today is to support you with that shift or that push that you might need in order for you to say, you know what, that's exactly what I'm feeling. This is exactly what I'm feeling. So you just keep moving forward so you can get that result that you want. All right, deal? All right, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. And when I got started my business 13 years ago, I decided I wanted to go to work as myself. Now, what that meant to me was that I would get to do work that I love, combining what I absolutely knew was my sweet spot: training, creating training content, and motherhood. All right. Sounds kind of odd. I know. I had no idea how in the world I could use my gifts, stand on my talents, my skills, my background, my education. So I ended up working with a coach, and her motto changed my life. And she showed me that through time-rich systems, I could literally take what I know how to do and build a solid coaching business. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over 2 decades. Believe it or not, my husband and I are both full-time entrepreneurs. Our kids have never seen us work a job. And they're 18, 15, and 11 years old. And I'm super proud about that. And but one of the things that I love that I get to do is I work from the comfort of my home. We're about 30 hours a month. And I sell mostly coaching programs that are one-to-many models, which allow me to really support people around the world. I personally coach hundreds of clients. Tens of thousands have used my programs nationwide. And I tell you this because you can do the exact same thing, all right? And as a result of being an entrepreneur, I will say that to me, one of the greatest blessings to me was the fact that 7 years ago, my husband developed kidney disease. And, I never had to blink. I didn't have to think about where to be. I could be right there for my husband because I was truly free. And I had built a business that allowed me that kind of freedom. And I know so many of you guys want that. Being an entrepreneur for me also, hey, Chrissy, has been tremendous in that we were able to hire a private physician for my husband before he got the kidney transplant, while he was on dialysis, and then through the kidney transplant process. And I believe that's why afterwards he recovered so well, because we had hired a private doctor for him, so he had a higher level of care. But I also love the fact that as a result of being an entrepreneur, we've been able to give our kids a world-class education. And I always say this for you moms and dads out there, because we feel that education is the key, and we've invested over $715,000 in our little people, right? This year, my son will go off to college in the fall. And I don't tell you that in any way to puff my chest out or anything, but I am really proud about the fact that we've been able to create a business that has created that kind of option for our family. Obviously, travel, owning our time. I love dating my husband in the middle of the week. And you can do that if you build a business with the right systems and it's a profitable business. All right. So that's enough about me. If you're not on my newsletter list, you should be. All right. miaredrick.com. miaredrick.com. Hey, darling. Hey there. I'm Mia Redrick. I know you're seeing double. You're working on that book. I'm excited about that, Dr. Colleen Hawthorne. I'm so excited about you and what you've got going on. Today, what I'm going to be teaching on really quickly, 5 simple tips, but powerful tips. The truth about, hey there, the truth about change. And I wanted to share my own personal story. And if you guys have been following me, in particular over the last 5 weeks, you know that I started working out with my trainer again, and hard, like really hard. So I've been like exhausted out of my mind. Like really, it's been a struggle. Like honestly, just the hardest thing ever. All right. And here it is. I love working out. I've always loved working out. And then I went through a period where I slacked off, gained weight, didn't do what I needed to do, didn't eat what I needed to eat. Can you relate to this? All right. And I had made the decision, drew the line in the sand, that I got to change. Like I got to change this. All right. And so I want to talk a little bit about change, because whether you're talking about your workout regimen, which is what I'm going to talk about, or you're thinking about in your business or in your mindset or in your marriage, it really is all the same, all right? And there are a couple things that I want to break down for you that maybe will support you in making that shift, or hanging in there, or not quitting, or knowing that you're just this close before it gets good, all right? But the truth about change is that, number one, is that it's hard. It is like flat hard. And when I tell you, I told her name is Suzanne, little tiny thing. She's about 5'1", and she's just got full of attitude, and she makes me do things that I need to do and I can do because I'm stronger than I know. But sometimes I'm like, this is unrealistic. All right. And then for those of you who've been working with a coach or teacher or trainer, sometimes people are going to ask things of you because they see things in you that, you don't see in yourself yet, because maybe you're viewing who you're not and they're viewing who you really are. And that's one of the things that I had to hang in there with her, because there were times when I would show up at the gym, man, it was everything I could do to get there. And I get to the gym, and now the very first set that she has for me is literally like something I'm thinking, are you kidding me? Like, you want me to do that? And I'll give you an example. The other day she told me, I showed up at the gym and she's like, you're going to do bear crawls with a 50-pound weight. I had to slide this 50-pound weight across the floor, with my hands doing bear crawls. Well, okay. Well, that's a lot. Okay. So the truth about change is that it's hard. And just because it's hard doesn't mean you can't do it. All right. And it doesn't mean that in the process of change that it's meant to be easy, that it's okay to understand that to change, right? To change, sometimes you have to embrace the hard. And that was one of the things that I had to wrap my head around. I was like, oh my goodness, what really helped me, and this might help you, is that for me, I had to say to myself, I had these crazy mantras, right? And I would do these hard exercises and I would say, it's impossible to be fat and do this. Impossible. So while I couldn't say for myself, if I do this, I'm going to be this size. If I do this, I'm going to lose this amount of weight. If I do this, my waistline's going to be this. Nope, wasn't even there. But what I could say is it's impossible for my body not to change and do this. And maybe for you sometimes, as you're thinking about changing whatever it is in your marriage, and maybe sometimes in your marriage, you've got to sew a little bit more, you know what I mean? Love a little bit more, pinch a little bit more, be more understanding, and you don't see the change happening fast enough. I want you to say to yourself, what is it? It's impossible. You know what I mean? It's impossible to do this. Okay? Without seeing some result at some point. And that really got me through sometimes. And I'm hoping that it will get you through. Understand that change is hard and that a lot of us are expecting things to work out perfectly when we say yes to change, but it doesn't always work like that. You're going to experience pain. You're going to experience discomfort. You're going to want to quit. You will want to quit. That's why you need a coach to really be accountable to, so that in those weak moments when you don't want to do it, you still will do it because you are accountable to someone else. Thank you so much. All right. And the fact of the matter is, right, no struggle, no progress, just the reality, because, it's hard. And I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice when we set goals or we're reaching for that change. We forget in that process, we dream about the result, but we forget to realistically prepare ourselves, our hearts, right? Our minds, right? To understand that change is hard. It's a process, and that you feeling what you're feeling about going forward, right? That's perfectly normal. Like, who wants to do bear crawls with the 50-pound weight? Nobody's dreaming about that, right? Maybe once you get on the other side, but initially as you're building your muscles for whatever that change is, you got to prepare yourself and give yourself a break. And that was just one of the things I wanted to share. Number two, it will make you doubt yourself, change, and it will also make you doubt the people who are supporting you through your change. I just want you to hear me on this. So when you're trying to change, it's going to make you doubt yourself. You're going to say, I don't know if I could do this. For me, I would look in the mirror and say, oh my goodness, after all of this, are you kidding me, people? Or better yet, not even looking in the mirror, just feeling so jacked up every day, so sore, so tired. Oh my gosh, are you serious? But see, the thing about change is that it will make you doubt yourself. It will make you doubt whether you're strong enough, you're capable enough, if that you can really get there. And you got to understand that that's part of the process of change. It will also make you doubt your teachers. You know, some of you will look at your teachers, your coaches, your trainers. I could even look at my trainer like, you got me doing all of this. Are you serious? And I feel like this. Maybe you're not doing something right. I shouldn't feel like this. You know what I'm talking about, guys? Because what happens is when we experience the uncomfortable at times, we want to make others wrong and we want to make our situation wrong. And we definitely, make ourselves wrong. And I think it's important to understand if you are stuck in that story, that is what we do when we are changing, right? Yes, that's exactly right. That's what we do when we are changing because, it's a part of the process. And I just had to get clear with myself about it. Like, look, this woman is in here committed to your goal, supporting you with the result. You are not the expert. Look at her body and look at all of these other bodies around here. So sometimes what you need to do as it relates to your teachers, if you find that you stop being teachable, you stop believing what your teachers, your trainers, your coaches are saying to you, look at their results. I mean, just simply, right? If I looked at all these bodies this woman has sculpted, you know what I mean? I had to just say, it's me, okay? I'm fighting change, all right? And it allowed me to say, I'm going to go one more day. I'm going to go one more day. I'm going to go one more day. Number 3, you've got to be consistent. And the truth about change is that if you can get through those painful moments, seriously, right? Right? It would be a miracle if you could just wake up and make yourself do it. The fact of the matter is the truth about change is that it truly does require persistency and consistency, really. All right. And it's when you are persistent and consistent over a period of time, you begin to manifest the results that you've been waiting for. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that shortly, but it's consistency that changes you. Your attitude starts to change about the thing that you're doing. The thing that was so hard, I'll never forget this. I was working out with her. My God, I was so sore. I was so stiff. I was like, maybe she's got me straining my legs. Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't even move like I could normally move, right? And then all of a sudden, I went another day, and that next day I was stronger. Or that next week I was stronger. And as a result, yeah, that's exactly right. That's right. I got stronger. And I was like, this exercise that was so hard for me that I had already, I was already upset with her about. And all of a sudden it became easier because I was persistent and I was consistent. And as a result of that, I had the opportunity to see some small inklings of change, of growth. And that's the thing about change. The truth about change is that we change along the way, but sometimes we're looking for big change when in reality, it's the small change that fortifies you. That's what you have to understand. See, it was the small changes I was making along the way, what I was eating, what I was drinking, how I was taking care of myself, when I would go to sleep, being more mindful of all of these other things that were fortifying me and making this whole change process happen, So I just want to say that. Okay, number four is that the truth about change is that your teachers provide the tools to you, but you are the one that has to use them. And the thing is, this is the biggest aha for me, right? So she's trying to inform me, teach me, show me what to do, how to use the equipment, how to eat, when to sleep, how much liquid to consume, how to recover from my work, exercise. She gave me all the tools. And the moment that I decided to stop fighting the change, right? Because it was all there. The tools are right there. But I had to understand it wasn't just having the tools. It wasn't just having the information. I had to use those dang tools. I had to use the tools for the tools to work. Do you know what I mean? I had to go to bed earlier, all right? Which, you guys have seen how many late night scopes I've been doing in the last 5 weeks, like 2, I can tell you, all right? And including last night. And I had to make that decision that I was going to use the tools that were available to me. And I think so often we all have exactly our hands on, we have access to the tools, but we don't always use them because we are fighting change and we're looking for something other than what our teachers, coaches, trainers have given us as the solution, because we don't really want the change. We want it, but we haven't yet programmed ourselves to receive the change, and therefore we're looking for other alternatives. No, tell me this, not that. No, I want to do this, not that. Can you set this? Will you change your time? Can I do a new set? I've said that, done that, okay? And what I'm saying is that the reason we do it is because it's uncomfortable and we want to switch it up. We want the coach to change what they're doing, even though they're the expert to coach us, right? Because why? Because we want change, but we want to keep doing it the same old way that we've been doing it. And you guys know I'm telling the truth. I can tell you that. I'll never forget it. You know that exercise where you just hold on to the 2 poles and you pull your knees up to your chest, right? I was like, she has got to be kidding me, right? Like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Because that's like the hardest exercise for me. Are you kidding? You want me to like take my legs, extend my legs out and pull my legs up and back down with that thing? Are you serious? Like, is this a joke? Right? I don't want to do that. Is there another exercise? And you know what? She said, no, there isn't. And I say that to you. No, there isn't. Do it the way that your teachers, your coaches have told you. And, the thing is, she doesn't have to be perfect to support me, okay? She doesn't have to be, loud to support me. She doesn't have to be wrong to support me. She has the history. The reason I'm even paying this woman money every month is because she has the results. And therefore, all I got to do is do what she tells me to do. And I'm trying to renegotiate my change. And a lot of us try to do that. We try to renegotiate the change. Can I not do this set? Can I do that set? You know what I mean? Oh, this didn't work just right. I know. You can see this is so deep for me because I've been thinking about you guys as I've been thinking about myself through this whole process of change. And number 5 is understand that it's going to take you about 5 to 6 weeks of consistency to see any real results that are measurable. It's going to take you about 5 or 6 weeks, I swear to you, of consistency, because I'm in like week 5.5, right? And I was like going to bed and sleeping like out cold, like ready to go to sleep every day at 3 o'clock. This is not my norm, okay? Struggling, really. I mean, just to make it through the day, to walk up steps, to get in and out of my car. Things that normally would come very easy to me because I was challenging my body in this way with her. I'm like, are you serious? This is like insane, right? To live this way. And I think a lot of us can relate to that because maybe for your business, it's the same thing. Right? You're like, you might have to be all in for this 5 or 6 weeks, right? So that you can get everything set up, your system set up, to get your consistency set up, right? Yeah, exactly, right? To get your consistency set up because we want success overnight. But the truth of the matter is, there are things you got to do to build the infrastructure so you can realize the success that you want. For me, hey there, darling. For me, I had to prep my food. I had to have my water intake right. I had to get my sleeping right. I had to lay these clothes out so I would have no excuses at all. I had to figure out what my routine was going to be in the morning. I had to figure out what was I going to do at 3 o'clock when I was just exhausted out of my mind. And, then I get to 5.5 weeks. Yesterday I was done too. I get to 5.5 weeks. I wake up this morning and I'm like, whoa, I feel great. I feel like what I'm used to feeling like when I work out. I love working out, okay? But it took me 5 or 6 weeks to get to a place where I could say, I feel this feeling. And I know you guys can relate to this because a lot of us get so incredibly frustrated. We make ourselves wrong. We judge ourselves. We say, I'm not doing something right. I'm not doing something right. You're not doing something right. To your teachers, your trainers, your coaches, instead of understanding that this is the process, is the process. Thank you so much for change. It is just part of it. And it's going to take you about 5 or 6 weeks to build that muscle. And during that process, you're not going to be happy every day. And I want you to understand that when is happiness every day ever a requirement? It's not. It's the fact of the matter is you're going to have some days that are going to be up and you're going to have some days that aren't going to be great. But you still stay in there. And eventually, around 5 or 6 weeks, doing whatever you're doing consistently for the change that you want, you're going to get to a place where you understand yourself more. You're going to understand, in my case, my body more. But you're going to understand what you're doing in your business more. You're going to understand the process more. I mean, gosh, I was trying to understand, is this the right workout for me? Maybe she's working me out like a teenager. Does she understand? Honestly, because when you're dealing with something really challenging and people are pushing you, they know what you're capable of, and they're pushing you to your limits, it's easy to say, might not be right for me. I don't know. And you guys know what I'm talking about. And I just want to encourage you to stay in there to understand it's absolutely right for you. You got to be consistent for about 5 or 6 weeks. And then you're going to wake up one day and be like, oh my gosh, I get it. I got it. Okay. And not understanding it all is actually part of the process. Because I'm going to tell you, week 3, I walked in there and I did some things week 3 that made me say, I really don't even understand why anybody would have me doing these things on a TRX, on the TRX. And I was like, why would you have someone do that? I remember doing these inverted push-up things and, and thinking to myself, this is crazy. Why does it have to be so hard? Aren't there other exercises that I could do? You see? So I was trying to renegotiate the change that I wanted because I wanted change, but I didn't want pain. See, I wanted it to be comfortable. I wanted it to be easy, and it just doesn't work like that. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. That's my truth about change, but it really does apply to almost any type of situation you might be dealing with. For those of you who are just joining me, please check the replay. I hope you guys got great value from the scope today. We were right. Yeah, thank you so much. Right, and the fact of the matter is, my bass and my voice is back. Thank God. Right, I was like, I couldn't even drum up any extra energy for anything because it was gone. I remember talking to my best friend. And she said, how are you? And I said, I'm not really sure how I am. And I said, and I am really not myself right now. I'm myself, but I am not myself. And that is what happens in the change process, is that, that's just part of it. So just to quickly recap, understand that one, change is hard. It is. Don't expect it to be easy. That's part of what it is. And you got to understand that in advance in terms of the psychology behind it, what you're going to feel. You're going to want to quit. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to wonder if what you're doing is working, and you got to hang in there. Number 2, you're going to doubt yourself, and you're going to doubt the people who are supporting you as well, because you don't want to do what they want you to do. And so even if you see results, you're not going to want to do that sometimes. It's going to they're going to tick you off. All right. And I've been ticked off a lot going into the gym and trying to understand, seriously, I'm trying my best to get here. Why would you have me do this right away? Why would you have me do this? All right. And it's because she understood the change that I wanted, and she knew I was capable. Number 3, I had to learn I have to be consistent in order to realize the change that I want, and persistent. And it's not going to come because I do 50 setups, right? It doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. Okay. Number 4 is that your teachers provide you with the tools, but you're the one that has to use the tools you're given. And the truth of the matter is, she had told me every single thing I needed to use. Every single thing. What to eat, what to wear, how to prep my meal, every single thing. And I had to make up my mind that I was like, I hear you. Okay. You know what I mean? I hear you, in opposed to saying there must be something else. Maybe I need to stretch more. Maybe I need hot yoga. I was just making stuff up because I was like, wow. But she'd given me the tools. And the moment that I began to use those tools that she gave me, I built the infrastructure for the change that I wanted. And then the last thing is that it takes about 5 to 6 weeks, right? Yeah, 5 to 6 weeks of consistency to see the results. And I'm telling you, I see results like that. Every 5 to 6 weeks, if you stay in it, you will begin to realize like, oh, I can fit these pants, and I couldn't, or, oh, I woke up with energy that I recognize as a benefit of working out, okay, versus feeling exhausted out of my mind, you know what I mean, as a result of working out like every day. All right. And so for you, what is that? All right. For those of you who are just joining, please understand that you can share, you can heart it up. Hey, Tawanda, and you're going to have to catch the replay. It was a really great scope today. My goal is to really support you guys. Thank you. Yes, that's right. Your teachers provide you with the tools, and you get power tools. That's right. I like that, Colleen. You get power tools, right? So I'm excited about change, and I hope that you are also. I want you guys to hang in there and not judge yourselves, and that's what I wanted to share with you. So I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support clients with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. And I'm going to sign off now, but I want you guys to catch